Oh, hello. My name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different angle. Lighting is not the best, and I'm going to do my very best to film this in one take, because if you watched my Where I've Been video, you will know that I am a little bit unwell still. I'm recovering from emergency surgery, whatever. One of the things that as a result of that is that I can't really sit down for a long period of time, so editing much of anything not going to be really happening for me. So I did still want to post my O.W.L.S Readathon TBR. So if you don't know, the Magical Readathon is something that happens, I guess really kind of like the main ones are twice a year. In the spring, you do your owls, like from Harry Potter, so your first round of exams. And then in the, I guess like fall maybe-ish, later in the year, you do your newts based on how you did with your owls. And I've wanted to do this. I wanted to do it last year and just didn't quite get myself together, but this year I want to do it. So I thought I would post a TBR, and I have 7 prompts that I'm going to try to hit. But I guess maybe first I should start by kind of explaining a little bit about what this readathon is about. It's a little confusing, but it's super cool, so it's worth the confusion. So let me give you a quick rundown of like my take of what it is. I'll try to link something below explaining it better, and then I'll tell you the books I'm hoping to read. Okay, in terms of what this readathon is, so it is, like I said, kind of based off the idea of Harry Potter's 2 levels of examinations, and it's really detailed and very like thoughtfully put together. Kudos to, I think it's Book Roast who puts all this together. Ugh, so awesome. Something I guess I could do, but I don't know that I ever would do, so I appreciate their efforts. Basically, there's like a whole like wizard career guide, and based on what career you want to pursue as a wizard, you then know which owls you need to take. So it could be like arithmancy or astronomy or whatever, care of magical creatures, etc. That tells you what you need to take, and then you need to read a book that matches the prompt for that subject to pass that owl. And if you get enough owls, you can then pursue that career. If you don't hit all of those owls, you may have to pursue a different career based on the ones that are available to you from what you did read. So like I said, I'll link below, making a little clearer how you participate. But it runs from the 1st of April to the 30th, and I have chosen 7 prompts because my goal is to qualify to take my newts as a Hogwarts professor. But so that if I read all 7, I will do that. But if I get to these 5, I will at least qualify for an Auror or for a ministry worker position. So my goal is to get all 7. I may only get to these first 5, but I thought I would just go through and tell you which subjects I'm taking and what book I'm reading to pass those subjects. Okay, first up is Charms, and the prompt for Charms is to read a book with a white cover, which was actually much harder for me to find than I thought it would be. But the book I selected is Whiteout by Andriana, and I picked it because it's called Whiteout, and it's mostly white on the cover. This is like a suspense thrillery thing in the Arctic with like a strong romantic element. I think it should be pretty fun. I've liked the couple of other books I've read from this author, so this is sort of like romantic suspense, more on the suspense end. So that's gonna be my Charms pick. Then Defense Against the Dark Arts, the prompt is books set at sea or on the coast. And for that, I am going with The Deep by River Solomon, which is like a sci-fi-y take on a mermaid story. So if I'm remembering rightly, it has something to do with the enslaved peoples being brought from Africa to the US who are like drowned during the voyage, and like they somehow become mer people. I don't know. I've heard kind of divisive things about this one, but I'm very intrigued by it, and it's a part of my Operation Sci-Fi challenge for the year, so 2 for 1. It's also pretty short, so that is also kind of a bonus. But so that's my Defense Against the Dark Arts prompt. And then for Herbology, the prompt was to pick a book with a title that starts with an M. So I decided to pick Maurice from Ian Forster. So this one, again, it's sort of double dipping into other challenges I'm doing. This was on my 12 classics I want to read in 2020 list, and I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be really good. It also, I think, was one of my 5-star predictions last year, which I've been trying to make my way through. So this hits a lot of boxes, checks a lot of boxes, whatever. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be one I end up really enjoying. So that is my Herbology pick. Then I have Potions, which is to read a book under 150 pages, which was actually a lot more challenging than I thought it might be. I think if I had gone through my e-reader to find like some of the novellas and stuff I have, it would have been a little easier, but the only physical book I could find was The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne. And I'm actually kind of glad that I'm going to go ahead and read this, because this book kind of gets spoiled in 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. So I have a vague idea of kind of what the solution to this is, but I want to experience it for myself. So it's a timely read. It's a short read. I think it's like 120 pages in this edition. And yeah, that one should be pretty easy to knock out, I think. And then my final one from like my main 5 that I'm trying to read is Transfiguration. And the prompt here is books with shapeshifters. So that made me so happy. And I decided to go with Alpha Night by Nalini Singh. I have the arc of this, and it is the next book in the Psy Changeling series, which is one of my all-time favorite series. I absolutely love it. I can't wait for another one. I want to say that this is a Psy and a shapeshifter are the main couple. That sounds right. I don't remember. It honestly doesn't matter because it's the next Psy Changeling book, so like, of course I'm going to read it. But so that is going to be rounding out my main 5 that I'm picking. And then I do have 2 extra ones to help me hopefully have some flexibility going forward with my newts. So those are, the first one is Ancient Runes, and the prompt here was for a book with a heart on the cover or the title, and this like barely gets away with that, but I'm picking love lettering. See, look, there's hearts right there. You can see them. They are on the cover. And this is a contemporary romance, like kind of more, I think maybe chick litty or rom-com-y. And I know that it is about a girl who is a like artisanal calligrapher, and she must live in Brooklyn if I'm remembering rightly. So I don't know. I've heard really good things about this author, and I've heard good things about this book. We will see how I do with it. But it was, you know, on my physical TBR, and one of the only ones, honestly, I could find with hearts on the cover. So we are just going to roll with that. And then the last one I have is Muggle Studies, which is just to read a contemporary book. And this is another one that's pretty easy for me. I do tend to read a good number of contemporaries throughout the month. The one that I picked just because I have it as an arc and I need to get to it is Beach Read by Emily Henry, which is a contemporary romance where the meet cute is that there are 2 writers who have gone to the beach to unblock their writer's block, and they fall in love, all that good stuff. So that is my last one. So those are the 7 books on my TBR. Like I said, if I hit all 7 of these, I will qualify to continue with my newts to become a Hogwarts professor. But then I also have the flexibility if I decide I want to do some kind of like Mystery of Magic kind of position. I'm trying to set myself up for success in my future here in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. So that is how I am doing it. Trying to keep things a little bit open and versatile. So that is my TBR for this readathon. I'm very excited to finally get to do it this year. It was one of my things I knew I wanted to try to make happen this year. And you know what? March has been such a shit show that I deserve this amount of light frivolity in April. I am very much looking forward to it. So I think, and I also think I picked a good mix of like short books, easier books, harder books, all that. So I actually think this is pretty doable for me. So yeah, that is the plan. So let me know if you are planning on participating in the readathon, maybe some of the professions you're considering pursuing through your owls. Let me know that in the comments below. And yeah, I think that will do it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below, and I will just talk to you later. Bye.